Hello my dear students, this is Shantanu. Welcome back to my channel again. Today in this video, I will discuss some rules of English grammar for the competitive exams like SSC, CGL, CHSL, PSC, bank exam, etc. etc. So kindly keep watching my videos regularly, subscribe to my channel and also hit the notification bell icon for more such video. If you have anything to know regarding this class, you can easily drop your comments in the comment box. So here, dear students, let's get started. Before starting the class, you can easily be guided kindly to browse through the playlist of my channel Competitive English, where you will get all the videos necessary for all of you for the competitive exam. So dear students, let's get started. Kindly keep concentrating on the board. Now look over the first rules. It is going to say that less indicates quantity, on the other hand fewer indicates number. It is true, the little, less or lesser, few, fewer, fewest all indicate quantity, but be careful, less indicates only quantity, on the other hand fewer indicates few, fewer, fewest indicates number. Now what does it mean? Less indicate quantity. If I ever say that less than 2% sugar was left. Less than 2% sugar was left. So it is, whenever you are going to say sugar, it is all about quantity, not about number. We never count sugar, but we can always measure the sugar, measure sugar on the basis of quantity. On the other hand, if I ever say fewer than 50 people attended the campaign. Now whenever you are going to say fewer than 50 people, that means you can say that it is all about counting or it is all about numbering. We can easily count how many people attended the campaign, 50 people. So it is not about like that we are going to count sugar. We cannot count sugar, but we can count people. So here the main problem is that whenever quantity is there, you have to use less in case of comparative degree. On the other hand, whenever number is there or that can be countable, so fewer must be inserted. So this type of rule is very important for the competitive exams like SSC, CGL, CHSL, PSC, bank, etc. etc. So here questions may be given in the exams in many ways, particularly questions are given in the format of error corrections. Somewhere you are asked to find out the error, so where you have to find out whether it should be less or fewer. Until and unless you know their proper applications, you will not be able to correct the error. So less must be in relation to quantity, on the other hand fewer must be in relation to number, but be careful, all are generally used in the comparative degree format. Now if I just look, or if we poke your concentration into rule number 2, you will find what is said is that than to be used in the comparative degree. Generally there are 3 degrees in English: positive, comparative, superlative. there are 3 degrees. Generally, there are 3 degrees, and there are 3 degrees in English: positive, comparative, superlative. But here, than is generally used while you are going to write the comparative degree. Than maybe functions as preposition or as conjunction. But in the comparative degree format, than generally functions as linker or conjunction. There are some exceptions to the rules. But in words like superior, junior, senior, inferior, prior, to is used. Be careful, the words that end in or, are called Latin comparatives in English. The words that end in or consonants are called Latin comparative in English. So here, superior, junior, senior, inferior, prior, all are Latin comparative. All are Latin comparatives in English. So in case of using Latin comparative, we should always use to instead of then. However, the degree is comparative. So it is not about that always we are going to use than in the comparative degree. For example, this new mobile set is inferior or superior, whatever you say, to the previous set. We can easily write this sentence. Now be careful, here in the sentence we are going to make comparisons. We are going to make some comparison, but still instead of that we have used to. So inferior or superior, it too will be used. They are called inferior or superior, or you can say junior, etc. All are called Latin comparatives. Comparatives. Now if I ever say I am senior to you in the office. I am senior to you in the office. Again, comparison is there, but instead of that we have used to. So here it is functioning here as Latin comparative and to is here. So the rule is all about that. Generally in case of comparative we use than as linker and conjunction, but in words like superior, junior, senior, inferior, prior means before, we use to instead of than as superior, junior, senior, prior or something like that are called Latin comparatives. The words that end in or are generally called Latin comparatives in English. Now if I just look over the next rule, in case of phrases like along with, as well as, together with, no less than, etc., verbs to be used as per the first subject. Again I am repeating, in case of phrases like along with, as well as, together with, no less than, etc., verbs to be used as per the first subject. Now what is the meaning of it? If I write some examples, the things will be easier to all of you. The man along with his friends is coming to join the procession. The man along with his friend is coming to join the procession. Now look over the sentence. Here is the what is the rule? Along with, or as well as, or together with, or no less than, etc. Verbs to be used as per the subject. Whenever you are going to form some sentence, verb must be there and verb must be in relation to the subject. So here the subject is all about man. So it will automatically the subject, whenever the subject is singular, verb must be singularly in form. Generally students like all of you get confused over what type of verbs will be used, whether it will be singular or plural. But in phrases like along with, or as well as, together with, etc., etc., verb must be considered as per the first subject. So there is only one subject. So here it is like this. Many consider this is the subject, again friends is the subject. So after making such confusion, they just insert the plural verb instead of is or is can be written. So it will be a big mistake, it will be a big blunder. So the man along with his friends is coming to join the procession. Again I am just writing the sentence in different ways, in a different way. The man together with his friends is coming to join, suppose join the meeting, emergency meeting. I can also write in this way. Again I have written the man together with, or along with, whatever you say, together with, along with, the man as well as his friend. We can also write the phrase as well as. So in all these cases the first one will be the subject, not like man plus his friends will be the subject. Rather man is the subject. So the subject is singular. So automatically as is the perfect answer. So the verb must be as per the first subject. So it is all about the rule. Now if I just look over the next rule, when in a sentence one is used, one is, what is one? One is called an indefinite pronoun. It may be anyone, one may be anyone, she, someone else, etc. So one in a sentence, one may be a person or maybe a lifeless object. It's a different thing. So but still we are not going to specify the object, specify the person. One in a sentence, when one in a sentence one is used, when in a sentence one is used, all the pronouns must be changed into one or one's, not his or her or him. Now what is the meaning? If I ever say one must keep one's promise. So be careful about the special construction of the sentence. One must keep one's promise. Here is the indefinite subject, here is the modal auxiliary verb, here is the main verb. Again instead, often students make mistake here, often they write his. So whenever you are going to write one, something like one's must be there, his cannot be there. So here instead of his or her or him, one's must be written. Now why are you going to write O-N-E apostrophe? Because it is in the single genitive case. There are two genitive cases in English, double genitive case, single genitive case. But here the question, the sentence is all about the single genitive case. Single genitive case. So here it is all about the single genitive case. Single genitive case. So we cannot write like his or her, etc., all will be incorrect. Okay, so it is all about the rule. When in a sentence one is used, all the pronoun must be changed into one or ones, not his or her or him, depending on the sentence or depending on the sentence construction. Now if I just look over the last rule of the class, when any pronoun functions as the complement, when any pronoun functions as the complement of the verb to be, it is always used in the subjective form. Now what is the meaning of it? Again I am going to read over the rule. When any pronoun functions as the complement of the verb, that means the pronoun must be functioning as the complementary part. Now what is complement? Complement may not be an object, but still it helps the sentence to make a meaningful one. So complement cannot be the subject, complement cannot be the object, but rather it may be something that helps the sentence to be meaningful. Now if I just look over the construction, you will find it very interesting. To be. Now to be, what is meant by the verb to be? To be means is, am, are, was, were, etc. Is, am, are, was, were. Now if I ever say it was they, so here when any pronoun function as the complement of the verb, so here, so this is such a thing, they, here they is functioning here as the complement. So if I, now what is the meaning of complement? If I just write it was, the sentence is not having any meaning, but whenever we are going to write it was they, there is some meaning. That's why it is called the complement, and the complement must be related to be verb. So here the verb is to be, was is called the to be verb. So automatically they is functioning here as the complement. So whenever any pronoun functions as the complement of the verb, here they is functioning here as the complement of the verb, it is always used in the subjective form. So automatically we have used they in the subjective form because they is the subject, them is the object, there is the possessive pronoun, theirs is the double possessive pronoun. Again I am writing it was he who performed at the function. Now look over the rule. When any pronoun function as the complement of the verb, this is the pronoun, it is functioning here as the complement, because if I just remove this one, the sentence is not having any meaning. It was who, sentence is not having any meaning at all. But whenever we are going to say it was he who performed at the function, the sentence is having some concrete meaning. So here is the rule. When any pronoun functions as the complement of the verb, to be, verb means to be verb, is, am, or was, were, it is always used in the subjective form. Now he is the subject, him is the object, his is the possessive pronoun, his is the double possessive pronoun. So it is all about this rule. So you have to remember all these rules properly and apply these rules properly before taking the final exam. Less indicates quantity, fewer indicates number, than to be used generally, than is generally used in the comparative format. But whenever any words ending in consonants or, they are called Latin comparatives. In case of Latin comparatives, to will be used in the comparative degree instead of than. In case of phrases like along with, as well as, together with, no less than, etc., etc., verbs must be as per the first subject. So it depends on the nature of the first subject, verb will be used. When in a sentence one is used, now what is one? One is called an indefinite pronoun. One may be a person, may be a lifeless one, may be a lifeless thing. So when one is used, all the pronouns must be changed into one or ones depending on the sentence. We cannot write his, her, or him, etc., etc. And in the last rule, when any pronoun functions as the complement of the verb, here it is functioning as the complement of the verb to be. To be verb means is, am, or was, were. It is always used in the subjective form. It is I who have to go. So here is I functioning here as the complement of the verb, and automatically it is written in the subjective form. So to be verb means is, am, or was, were. So this is my short analysis for all of you as far as the rules of English grammars are concerned for competitive exams like SSC, CGL, CHSL, PSC, bank exam, etc., etc. If you haven't understood any part of my class or any part of my short analysis, you can easily drop your comments in the comment box. Kindly wait for my next class. Till then, have a very good day.